And then Sherry corners,
Yeah.
I think, Lorelai.
Yeah.
I have it down what she said because I think it's so specific.
It's so
And
weird.
I thought it was so odd. And I thought Lorelai took it pretty well. But here's what she said. You should not feel like you need to get to know me at all. I mean, just because Christopher and I are close doesn't mean that we need to be close or friends or anything for that matter. But I do desperately want to get to know Rory. Barf, puke, get out of my house. Why did you say that to me?
Right.
Gross.
Right. What a weird thing to say in my own kitchen.
Yeah.
And
Why do you need to announce that?
also, what are you scheming? Like, you sound schemy right now. Also, you are hinting that you are getting married. Is that on the table?
I don't care.
You're
I don't
hinting
care. I
wildly.
desperately want to get to know your daughter is a weird thing to say to
Yes.
someone in their kitchen
Yes.
or anywhere, especially after don't bother getting to know me. I don't care about you. I
Right.
care about your daughter.
I just want to be friends with your daughter.
Ew.
Can you imagine if that were a man? I just really want to get to know your teenage daughter. And she's being creepy like that. She's being, what did I say? Sherry is weird. And I put in quotes, we don't need to be friends. Now, I have met a person in my life and in my head thought, I don't need to be friends with this person. I just need to be neutral. That is not something you generally say out loud to someone unless you're in the middle of a fight or you're reestablishing your relationship. They just freaking met.
I also think, no, Lorelai and Sherry don't have to be friends. And you know what? Rory and Sherry don't have to be friends.
No, they don't
None
either.
of this needs to happen. I think it's just the amount of pressure that we used to put on the step parent, maybe females in general, maybe like just what a house should or can potentially look like.
It's not even like Chris has custody. It would be one thing if every other week Rory was going to stay in the house that Sherry is also in. And she'd be like, it is vitally important to me that we get along really well. Even then, you wouldn't voice that to the mom.
Right.
You would just try to like be cool with the kid who already seems cool with you.
But that is sort of like kind of what Emily was saying. Obviously, she's angling to get custody of the kid. And I think that's fair to think that if you need to get along with my kid when she's almost 17.
Why would Sherry want custody of Rory?
Well, it just might be something that Chris and Sherry are talking about. That Chris, now that Chris is in his life, that he gets some time with the kid, and that means that she's coming over to the house that she lives in. That's a perfectly reasonable.
That's a totally reasonable thing, but then that should unfold naturally on its own,
right?
Rather than Sherry cornering the mother of the kid, of the guy you're dating, and being like, I need to get to know your kid, but I don't need to get to know you. What? These are inside thoughts, my friends. These are inside thoughts. You go into the kitchen, you go, let me help you with some waters. You got four glasses and 2 hands. Let me help you out. Lovely kitchen. This is really sweet. How long have you lived here?
The most you say is like, I'm sorry we surprised you and now we're here. I hope this isn't awkward. I would love this to be lovely. And so far it is. Thank you for inviting us.
Right. Thank you for having us. I understand that this could have been a lot awkward. This could have been a lot more awkward, but nice to, it's great to meet you. One-on-one saying that.
Like, I even think don't even talk about the potential awkwardness because to me it's like you guys have not been together for years and years and years.
Right.
Now, never mind that you stooped on the balcony last time you were there.
Exactly.
And I don't know why.
I kept thinking that.
I don't know why Lorelai's inviting him to dinner.
Yes,
why?
Right. They stooped on the balcony.
Last time you came over, I had a feeling, and then I just had sex with you on the balcony upstairs for my parents.
That was
having
wild.
to explain to my daughter.
Have you had sex with Sherry on the balcony of Lorelai's parents' house yet? Sherry, you're new here. No, you walk in, lovely kitchen. Let me help you with those glasses. Again, great to meet you. That's it.
Yeah, and so I don't love that Lorelai brought it up, but I do love that Lorelai did find it very strange.
Yes.
And this is what I'm talking about when I say that Sherry's lying and Chris is lying. And when they want that kind of relationship where it's just like this perfect thing and we're always on time and we're always this and da-da-da, you lie to each other in ways like this.